Good day to Prof and Doctor. I'm Ling from Session 1. Today, I would like to share the tutorial of adding gamification with Tenenet and Leaderboard into my soccer ball game. First, you need to go to the webpage tenenet.net and then you need to log in or register an account for Tenenet. So next, in the homepage, you need to click add to add a game and then enter the game name, soccer ball game, then description, playing soccer ball game, and then make sure the status is active and submit. So next, go to the soccer ball game that was created just now, click edit, and then click view all metrics, add a metric. So I will create two metrics for my game, and then the first metric is base type of set, and then you need to create the metric ID, and the metric ID must be unique, and then create the metric name, and then the description. So you need to add an item for the metric set. So the item ID must be unique, and then the item name, and then the item description. The item will be used later in the achievement rules. So and then click submit, and then you can see the metric one. You can edit or delete the metric, and then I will create another metric for a base type of point and will be used for the requirement in the rule later. So after that, you need to go to the dashboard to click view all rules. So add a rule for the game, and then rule ID also must be unique, and then you need to set the name. Then this achievement metric type is about set. So the achievement metric is the metric one, is which is the base type of set. And then click a word that we just created. And then for the requirements, you need to match the metric, which is the metric football 2 must be a points-based type metric. And then must be having a value equal, and then set a value of 10. So click submit. So you can click edit and then view the rule. So for the rule 1, under the achievement, the player will achieve the prize from the metric 1. And then for the requirements, the player should have the metric 2 and its value should be equal to 10. So next, go back to the dashboard and then click view all leaderboards. So to create a leaderboard, you need to set the leaderboard ID. So leaderboard ID must be unique. Then you need to set the name for the leaderboard. Then you need to set the description for the leaderboard. So after that, click submit. And then you can view the leaderboard. So next, go to the soccer ball game that was created before in Unity. Next, you need to create two new scenes, which is the main scene and the leaderboard scene. After that, you need to import the package that was provided in the link below. Next, you need to go to the API system script. And then, as you can see, you need to paste your token and leaderboard ID here. So you need to go to the game view, paste your game token for the for here. Remember that you need to paste the leaderboard ID for here also. Next, you need to go to the main scene and create an input field for the player to enter the name and a button for the player to submit the name. And then you need to create an empty game object and name as manager. Then you need to drag the player data and the API system into the manager. And then you need to drag the manager for API, and the username, you need to drag the input field for username. And after that, you need to go to the button and you need to drag the manager into the on-click function and then select the player data, submit data function for the button. Remember to enter the game scene name in this field. Next, you need to go to the soccer ball game scene, and then you need to create a timer text for the canvas, and then you need to create an empty game object and then name it as manager. And then you need to drag the API system and the soccer game script in the manager. And then you need to set the countdown duration and time duration, drag the timer text into it, and enter the leaderboard scene name. Next, you need to design a leaderboard. So in the canvas of leaderboard, you need to have a ranking game object and you need to have a scroll view. So in the content of scroll view, you need to have the vertical layout group and content size filter with the setting like that. And in the content of the scroll view, you need to have a player data. So in the player data, you need to have the number, name, and score. So in the player data, you need to have the horizontal layout group with the setting like that. Next, you need to have an empty game object, and then you need to name as manager. So you need to drag the API system and the dashboard rank for the manager. And in the API, so manager as the API, content as the content, scroll rank as the scroll view, and prefect, which is the player data, and the player rank post is about the ranking. Lastly, you need to copy the metric ID of point-based metric, and then you need to paste it into the soccer game script in the save score function. Now, let's start the game. So, enter your username and submit, and wait for countdown. Start the game. And you can see the rank of username with score 1 and rank 6. Also, you can see username score 1 in the Tenenet leaderboard. So that's all from me. Thank you.